Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a reverse dyed, inclined center burst shirt. The shirt was washed and I just took it straight out of the washing machine, so it's just damp with plain water. To begin, I'm going to center the shirt. So what that means is I'm going to get the center of the front of the shirt right up next to the center of the back of the shirt. That will cause the front of the shirt to look more uniform or symmetrical, and the back of it to look more uniform or symmetrical once they're dyed. This part's going to go really fast, so down below this video in the description, I have a link to another video which shows how to center a shirt. So now that the shirt is centered, it's time to tie up our design. I'm going to fold the shirt in half. Then using a piece of chalk and a piece of kite string, I'm going to draw an arc onto the corner or the center point of this shirt. I'm going to fan fold this line and tie it up with some sinew. The sinew is an artificial sinew that is wax coated, so when I wrap it around the shirt and I pull it tight, the wax will catch on itself and it won't allow any of the dye to go underneath that area. In this case, it won't allow any of the dye remover to go under there either. I'm going to wrap a couple other lines of sinew going out toward this end point. I'm going to fan fold the rest of the shirt and add sinew lines to it too. I'm going to add sinew lines every place that I want to keep the black area. I'm just kind of eyeballing where I put them. I'm really not measuring them with a ruler. If I tried to use something like rubber bands or kite string, unless I really tighten down the rubber bands, when I put the shirt down inside of the Rit Color Remover, most of the color would be removed from the shirt. That's why I'm using the sinew. I'd like to keep some of the black lines. Okay, so now it's time to remove the color. For this shirt, I'm using Rit Color Remover, and because this process has a pretty strong smell, I've developed a method that works for me where I can use the Rit outside. I have a 3-gallon bucket, and I filled it with boiling water. Then I'm opening up 2 boxes of the Rit Color Remover powder, and I'm going to dump those down inside the water. Then I'm using a spoon to stir them to get it well dissolved. And I'm just placing my shirts down inside of the bucket. When I add the shirts, I want to make sure I get them fully submerged underneath the Rit Color Remover solution. I'm going to stir them occasionally, but I'm going to leave them in the color remover for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I removed them from the color remover, rinsed them in my sink, left them tied, and just threw them in the washing machine. I washed them using hot water and a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent. Then while the shirt was still tied, I put it inside of a soda ash solution and allowed it to soak for at least 20 to 30 minutes. I wrung it out of my Panda spin dryer and then allowed it to dry out fully. I'm going to incline dye this shirt, so I have it inside of a piece of vinyl guttering. I'm beginning by applying cotton candy from Pro Chemical and Dye, and even though I have the shirt tied into various sections, I'm not really going to apply the dye to specific sections. I'm just going to sprinkle it throughout the shirt. The next color I'm using is Purple 521 from Custom Colors. Followed by Wholesale Pink from Custom Colors. And the last color I'm applying is Plum from Dharma Trading Company. Then I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of soda ash over the top of the dye, just to make sure as all the ice melts, I still have plenty of soda ash left in my shirt to react with the dye. Now I'm going to add just a very thin layer of ice on top of the shirt, because today it's actually snowing. Where I live, we very rarely get any snow, but it's snowing quite a bit right now. So I'm adding just a little bit of ice to the top of this shirt so that it holds the dye on. But then I'm going to incline it and put it outside and allow it to get some snow. I'm incline dyeing 2 shirts at the same time. This is the shirt on the right. I allowed the shirt to process about 48 hours after all the snow had melted. Then I took it to my utility sink and began rinsing in cold water to get out the excess soda ash. I gradually warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing to get out the excess dye that did not react with the fabric. After most of the excess dye was removed, I threw the shirt in my washing machine and I washed it using some hot water and Dharma's textile detergent. I dried it in the dryer, and this is what our shirt looks like. It wasn't intentional, but it's interesting how the center area ended up looking more like a square than it did a circle. You can tell all the areas where either I put sinew or whether I had the shirt tied really tight, because those are the areas that remained black. I like the color contrast between the pinks and purples and the black that was left in the shirt. So if you guys have enjoyed watching this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. All you have to do is hit the big red subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.